Yeah. Yes. Yes. Good evening. It is Wednesday, September 6th, 2023, and welcome to the Town of Carmel Town Board. This is a voting meeting. If everyone would please rise and face the flag, Councilman Shano will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Take a moment of silence to remember all the men and women who are fighting for our freedom each and every other day, and also remember those who are suffering in Maui. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So before we start our meeting, our police chief, Anthony Hoffman, is here. It is with great honor and privilege that, go.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor, members of the board. Thanks for having us here this evening. I'd like to first take the opportunity to acknowledge and thank Sergeant Michael Russo. He retired back on August 28th after 20 years of great service with CPD as a patrolman, a detective, and a sergeant. We thank him for that service, and we wish him well in his retirement. With his retirement, of course, now we have an opening for sergeant, and we would like to present Police Officer Erin McAlpin for your consideration. Erin has been a police officer for 9 years. She began with the Harrison Police Department down in Westchester County back in 2014 and joined us here in Carmel in 2016. And with Carmel, she's taken on a number of extra duties, most prominently as a member of our community relations team. As a member of CRT, she's one of our liaisons with our local merchants in our business community, our schools, and our community groups. She routinely gives presentations to our seniors on how to protect themselves from frauds and scams. She's done that recently and was prominently displayed in an article from Mahopac News. I thank them for that. She did a great job with that. Also, as a member of CRT, she was one of the driving forces behind our police youth camp. That was a great success this past summer. And more recently, our first National Night Out. She put a lot of hard work into that, and that was a great event for everyone that was there. Educationally, she has a background in psychology. She's got a bachelor's degree in psych and a master's degree in forensic psychology from John Jay College of Criminal Justice. And she uses that also in her duties as a police officer, not only as a member of our peer support group, but also as one of our mental health liaisons between the mental health community, the treatment community, and the police department. And Social Services Commissioner Servidillo is here. I'd like to thank her for coming here to celebrate that, Erin's promotion as well. So in that light, when the command staff and I sat down to consider Mike Russo's replacement, Erin was a no-brainer. So we'd like to offer for your consideration Police Officer Erin McAlpin for the position of Sergeant with the Carmel Police Department.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. So we'll have her come up and do the swearing in. We
Absolutely.
already had voted her in.
So there you go. Yes.
There you go.
Thank you for that.
So we're good to go on
All right,
that. Yeah.
Erin, if you will.
Thanks. Got everybody hold by? Good job, Chief. As always. As always. As always.
He's going to swear it too.
So Dad's holding the Bible?
Yes.
Yes.
Retired detective from Melbourne.
I remember that. Haven't seen him in a long time. So, you ready? I, Erin McAlpin,
Erin McAlpin,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the state of New York,
the state of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the appointed position.
the duties of Sergeant, the appointed position,
Very good. Sergeant in the Police Department
Sergeant in the Police Department,
in and for the town of Carmel
in and for the town of Carmel,
to the best of my abilities.
to the best of my abilities.
Great. Good job.
Thank you.
was an art student.
He is retired time.
Oh, I changed the word. Yeah. They're black. I have like 4 different colors. Everybody fit in? That's vacation. Did you fit us all in? Seems good. Nope. Good, Rob? We'll see you again. It was on. I could be in the middle. So thank you to the members of the public and to the Carmel Police people, staff that showed up. Thank you so much for coming again. Vinny? Oh, man. Social services, I thought? Yeah. So I call this meeting to order, and I ask our clerk, Ann Spofford, to do a roll call attendance, please.
Councilman Baranowski.
Here.
Councilman Lombardi. Here. Councilwoman McDonough.
Here.
Councilman Shannell.
Here.
Supervisor Kazari.
Here. If there's anyone in the public that would like to come up and speak for 5 minutes, you're welcome to come up to the microphone. Just come up, tell us your name, where you live, and you've got the floor.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. I'm a teacher. I really don't need this microphone, trust me. But I'll use it for the benefit of anyone who's in the back. Good evening to everybody. My name is Lisbeth Harsey, and I'm here not by myself, but with an array of my neighbors. We live we all live on Logan Road, right behind here on Cassie, Lake Cassie community. And I'm new to Mahopac, relatively new. I've been here a little over 2 years. My family and I were searching for a home after we had a horrific accident that took the life of my mom, and was crossing the street, was hit by a car, and literally in front of our home. So that, needless to say, that traumatized me. Unfortunately, right after that was COVID. I was hit and struck by a car in front, in the same inches from where my mom was killed, and a car ran over me. So needless to say, I needed to take my family to a place where that would never happen to another member of my family. Safety was it's a beautiful town, aesthetically pleasing, beautiful houses, wonderful people, but safety was at the paramount of our decision-making to come to Mahopac. I'm not alone in that endeavor. I speak on behalf of my neighbors. We all have the same request. We live in a cul-de-sac, so we can only get into our street through Sheer Hill. Like, there's no way around it. Unless I'm Tarzan and climb through the other trees, that's not gonna happen. So we have one entrance to our homes. And the geography of where Logan, I'm sure you're familiar with Logan Road, I'm sure you're familiar, you probably know the map, blindfolded, you could identify the places. The sheer geography where that street is located is a blind spot. It's literally, it's a peak on the hill. There's hills and valleys. This happens to be the entrance of that street is on a peak, giving us a blind spot on each side. And I say that because when we come out of Logan, again, the only entrance and exit into our homes, we can't see who's coming on either side, and they can't see us. So it's not to blame. We've had many encounters. We've not called in to complain because it just events that you're like, I'm glad I'm alive, and you continue as that. the road, there's a lot of speeding. My next-door neighbor, she just went through an incident where she was just shaken. The car that was coming in was coming at a great speed. There's no stop signs from about a 2-mile length from Croton Falls to Route 6, which is the end of Sheer Hill. That entire thing, there is no stop sign. There's hills and valleys and lots of places where you can't see. And again, it's the only entrance to our home and many of the homes that are there. So we're requesting, and perhaps it's more like guidance, what would we need to do to get a stop sign in that location, something that would reduce the speed, so to ensure everyone's safety. I'm living proof that we don't want to go through a fatality or through an injury of this severity. I got a stop sign at my previous residence, but it was after I lost my mom and after I almost lost my leg. Too little, too late is not what I would request, and I'm imploring on our behalf and on many. If we need to knock on doors and get petitions, whatever it is that we need to do, we'll be willing to do. I'll buy the sign myself. I'll have my husband dig it out. Of course, like he says, you talk and I do the work, but partnership. And that is our request. Again, on behalf of all of us. Anything else that I missed? And you could also go see the skid marks on Sheer Hill. And there's no ice now for them to be skid marks, That means that there's lots of speeding in places. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. So we'll tell the police department that you're complaining about the speeding. The way that this process works is we'll ask the police department and the highway department to take a look at the area, and they will come back to the town board and recommend or not recommend the stop sign that you're asking. I don't think they will, because they don't like to put them to reduce speed. That's not the purpose of a stop sign, but the town board will, or I will, tell them tomorrow of your request and ask them to get back to us.
We'll do a study.
Type of mirror I've seen.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the name of it, but it's a type of angled mirror that would allow for the people that are coming in with curfew vision from front, if that could be placed in that entrance as a possible remedy as well, if that might help. Because this way, we can see oncoming traffic. I can't see until the hood of the car's out.
We'll ask for them to give us a study and figure it out. Sir, if you want to go up to the microphone, you're welcome to.
Just one
Yeah,
thing.
and
One thing I
Liz
wanted
got-
to add.
Oh, go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, no, one thing I wanted to add.
My English is not that great because I just moved it from middle over here, so just bear with me.
Benvenuto.
Grazie.
I was going to say benvenuto.
My concern,
I'm sorry, what was your name, sir?
my name is Ignacio Castilla. You can call me Iggy. Or whatever you want to call me. Anyway, my concern is about what she said. Also, every morning, I don't work, so I got all the time in the world. Every morning I go get coffee. And when I drive on Sheer Hill, the people driving on my side and speeding. And if I blow the horn, they go out and they give me, what? What can we do? It's only one sign that it said 30 miles an hour. You guys understand me, right?
Yes.
So, what can we do? And about the skate mark, there is no reason to speed on the little thing, on the little block. But you find there, if you drive there every morning, I see speed like the freeway.
Yeah.
Can we do something? I mean, I used to move over here because I thought it was the gorgeous neighborhood in the world. It still is. But let's make better. That's all I wanted. I don't want nothing else, just safety.
But we'll ask the police to set up some traffic enforcement for speeding and.
Please.
And riding in the other lane and all of
But
that.
we're concerned about when we get out from Logan. That's a big concern, okay?
We'll have them
Thank you.
address it. Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for coming.
Yeah, and they
One of
also-
the, if I can, one of the things you had said before that you didn't want to call the police to complain, but actually, you really do need to do that. I'm going to tell you why. Because what they do is they register complaints and they register incidents, and thankfully there isn't any incidents, but they register complaints. So when we ask them to look at a particular intersection or for a stop sign or whatever it turns out to be, they look and say, oh, no, nobody's ever called and made any complaints about this. So you need to do that. It's really important. And it's not, thankfully there hasn't been any incidents, but complain about speed, complain about not being able to see. And one of the other things, really, and I just had somebody else do this who lived on Hill Street, and that's a county road, but I had them get a petition from their neighbors. That's more evidence and more helpful to us to help to give to the police department, say, here, there's 50 names, 100 names. So those two things are really important for
highway, too.
you all to do.
Yeah.
Okay? So do that, and you have our email addresses. If there's ever an issue, but what I would suggest is get a petition from your neighbors, 50, 100 names, whatever you get.
Now, we only,
Well, whatever it is,
all the block is with us.
yeah,
so-
well, that's what I'm saying, but get us that as well, this way we can present it to the police. But register those complaints downstairs, okay? No, but the only way
No,
it gets
do it.
tracked.
Do
So,
it.
so if no,
Yeah.
so if we go tomorrow to the police and say, oh, the residents on Logan, they're like, nobody's ever called this on Logan.
Yeah.
So that'll alleviate that situation. You can come up, they can't hear you. You can, no, come up to the microphone because they can't hear you.
Another example, and I forgot because this happened to one of our neighbors who couldn't make it today. I have a special needs son, so when we put him on the bus, and the bus does what they have to do, they put the stop sign in, and cars have passed over. Like sometimes he takes a long time. That's why the bus is there, because he has special needs. And they have, whether it's for the regular ed bus, they have passed over, they've not obeyed the stop sign on the bus, or the smaller bus as well. So that's also, so I should call and complain about that?
You definitely
Yes.
should.
Absolutely.
I just didn't know who I'm complaining about, because obviously the car has left, so it doesn't matter.
But if you make a complaint about, cars in the morning going around the bus, they will have a cop car there.
To ensure.
To make sure that person, that's a big penalty.
It's
right?
5 points on your license.
But, register the complaints, call 1300, register the complaints, whoever you're speaking
Okay.
to, and
All right, we'll convey that sentiment to our neighbors as well, so that the
And
more
Elizabeth, I
voices.
know the chief wrote back to you.
It was
Oh, to you.
to-
Sorry, chief wrote back to you, and he also is contacting the school department. The school district as
The
well.
transport
So I
department?
know he's CC'd the highway, and so right now, they're all working together.
Perfect.
And then, like the supervisor said, he'll also send something over tomorrow.
All right, so we'll continue
All
to
right,
to
yeah.
document that.
Yep.
Just
Okay,
two
thank you.
additional points to just
Yes.
add quickly. I just want to reinforce to everybody, the police are out there giving tickets, okay? They're out there enforcing, they're doing their jobs. And, as witnessed tonight with the promotion, we are very strong supporters of a robust and effective police department, and we're going to continue to be. The second thing is, and you had alluded to this, the kids are back in school. So, I would ask people, please slow down. Nobody, I can guarantee nobody in this town has anywhere to go important enough that's worth a child's life. So please slow down, especially in the morning, when it's dusky and the high school kids start going out there early before the sun comes up. It's just critical that everybody just slows down a little bit. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
with
you
all-
for
with-
coming
in.
tonight. Yeah.
Steve, with all
Thank
due
you.
respect, for the last 12 years that I've sat here, the
That
day
was your
before school,
line.
that's my speech.
That was your line.
But it's okay, you can have it this year.
Oh.
I owe you
So
a
school's
beer.
open, drive
No, that's
carefully.
fine.
Oh.
Give yourself some extra time.
Frank, you can still say it.
No, I'm not
Anybody
going to
else?
repeat myself.
I stole your
But
thunder,
thank
I'm
you.
All
sorry.
right, if there's no other comments,
Yeah.
we're going to move on.
running
So our
for
first
re-election.
resolution is,
Tradition. What? It's tradition.
our first resolution is acknowledging emergency repairs, Carmel Water and Sewer Districts. Councilman Lombardi, could you read that for us, please?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as commissioners of the various water and sewer districts of the Town of Carmel, hereby acknowledges the emergency performance of water and sewer district collection systems, distribution systems, and treatment facility repairs, as fully detailed in the revised memorandum of Town Engineer Richard J. Franzetti, P.E., to the Town Board dated August 9, 2023, as attached hereto and made part hereof. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded by Councilman McDonough. Can we have a roll call, please?
Councilman Baranowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi. Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Shannon.
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari.
Yes, Resolution 1 passed. Our second resolution is declaring certain equipment obsolete and authorizing disposal. Councilman Shallow, could you?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, per the recommendation of Supervisor Michael Kazari in his memos dated August 14, 2023, hereby declares 1998 green Chevy pickup truck VIN number 1GCGK24RXWZ214883 to be obsolete and authorizes disposal in accordance with town law, including but not limited to Town Law Section 64, 2 Subdivision A. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lombardi. Could we have a roll call?
Councilman Baranowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi. Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Shannon.
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari.
Yes, number 2 passed. Our third resolution is authorizing the purchase of a pickup truck. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, and upon the recommendation and request of Town Supervisor Michael Kazari in his memo dated August 14th, 2023, hereby authorizes the purchase of a 2010 GMC pickup truck model 2500 HD, vehicle identification number 1GT3KZBG0AF147438 from Upstate Auto Sales, Inc. in Hoosick Falls, New York, at a cost not to exceed $16,271 in accordance with the price quote dated August 2023, and be it further resolved that the Town Supervisor Michael S. Kazari is hereby authorized to sign any and all documentation necessary to accept the proposal authorized herein, and be it further resolved that the Town Controller, Mary Ann Maxwell, is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund the cost of this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. A roll call, please.
Councilman Baranowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi. Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Shannon.
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari.
Yes. So that's, we need a vehicle to plow the town hall for our maintenance worker to do the snow removal when it snows. And the one that we had, the 1998, was way past its life expectancy.
I think Mahopac Falls just acquired a nice truck, too, a refurbished older pickup truck.
Really?
Yep, there it is, right here. It's a 2011 Dodge Ram 5500. If you go on the website, you'll see it's gorgeous.
5,500.
Yeah.
That's too big. That's really heavy duty. So our fourth resolution is
Good luck with that
authorizing advertisement for bids. Councilwoman McDonough, could you read that?
Sure. Resolved that Michael J. Simone, Town of Carmel Superintendent of Highways, is hereby authorized to advertise for bids for the purchase of sand, guide rail, and winter mix for use by the Town of Carmel Highway Department. And be it further resolved that upon finalization and completion of bid specifications, the Superintendent of Highway is to furnish detailed specifications for the above to the Town Clerk, Ann Spotford, which are to be used in conjunction with the town's general bid conditions and specifications. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Baranowski. Can we have a roll call, I guess?
Councilman Baranowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Shannon.
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari.
Yes, number 4 passed. Our fifth resolution is authorizing a settlement of litigation. Councilman Baranowski, could you read that one, sir?
Whereas there is currently pending in the Supreme Court, County of Putnam, State of New York, under index number 500140/2022, a certain lawsuit entitled Charlotte DeSalvo versus the Town of Carmel. And whereas a proposed settlement of the litigation has been negotiated by Town Attorney Gregory L. Falchetti, who has recommended approval of the proposed settlement to the Town Board. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the settlement of the aforementioned litigation and any other open litigation concerning the assessment of the aforesaid real property as recommended. And be it further resolved that Town Supervisor Michael Kazari and Town Attorney Greg Falchetti are hereby authorized to sign, on behalf of the Town of Carmel, the stipulation reflecting the terms of the settlement. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman McDonough. Can we have a roll call, please?
Councilman Baranowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Channel.
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari.
Yes, resolution number 5 passed. Our sixth resolution is authorizing entry into an interim agreement with Aptive Environmental LLC. Councilman Lombardi, could you read that?
Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the entry into an interim agreement with Aptiva Environmental LLC related to the provisions of Chapter 111 of the Town Code, and be it further resolved, the Town Supervisor Michael Kazari is hereby authorized to sign on behalf of the Town of Carmel the referenced agreement in form and substance as on file in the Office of the Town Supervisor. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Shannon. Can we have a roll call?
Councilman Baranowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi. Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Channel.
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari.
Yes. Number 6 passed. Our seventh and final resolution is amending the Town of Carmel procurement policy. Councilman Shannon?
Now, therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby amends the procurement policy, which is attached hereto and made a part hereof, and designates the Town Controller's Office to distribute the policy to all department heads. And be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby designates the responsible purchasing agents and titles as set forth within the aforesaid policy. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Can we have a roll call?
Councilman Baranowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi. Councilwoman McDonough. Councilman Channel.
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari.
Yes, number 7 passed. We had to remove, or the town had to remove the lieutenants that retired and add the lieutenants that were promoted so that they can make purchases through the procurement policy. That's what that was about. Does anybody have comments? Comments?
Just one same comment as last time for the public's edification. The, oh, you had one, Bob?
Yeah, after you.
Oh, thank you, sir. The Back the Blue group is holding their annual walk on September 17th. That is a Sunday. That starts at 12:15. There's a change in venue this year. Instead of being here on, last year it was East Lake Boulevard, right, Mike?
Yep.
It is now going to be held in Camarda Park up in the Hamlet. That's it.
I just wanted to thank the building department to follow through with the cleanup at Fowler Avenue at the gas station. It's finally been completed. All the rubbish has been removed, and I can see where we'll go from here.
Excellent.
I wanted to thank them.
Yeah, Bob, I was up there the other day, and the site really looks good, and much credit to you. I know you've followed that.
And the
You've
town
been,
board.
you've been in the pursuit of
Thank you.
cleaning that up for a number of years now. How long did it take from beginning to end?
What do you think, 12, 14 years?
12 years.
Right? What do you think?
Wow.
Maybe longer?
I think it was at least 10, 11 years.
Right?
Spill,
Right.
not this part of it.
No, not this board of it.
Wow.
Very good.
Took a minute.
Yep, government moves very quickly.
Thanks to all involved.
Well, it looks great.
So we're going to be going into executive session. Our town council, Greg Fulchetti, discussed regulatory matters and attorney-client privilege.